Assalamu alaikum students, this is our last topic in the chapter of salt and the topic is identifying presence of water. We have already learned in the topic of salt there are two types of salt, hydrated salt and anhydrous salt. Hydrated salt is the salt that contain water of crystallization and the salt that do not have water of crystallization is called anhydrous salt. How to distinguish these two salts? By testing the presence of water. So in this topic we will learn how presence of water can be detected and what substances can be used for identification of presence of water and visual observation. How do we test for the presence of water? When a substance is heated in a test tube, a colorless liquid that condenses near the top of the test tube is most likely to be water given off by a hydrated salt. There are two chemical tests that will show whether a liquid is water and the two chemicals are copper sulfate and cobalt chloride. How can we test with anhydrous copper sulfate? What water will do? With anhydrous copper sulfate, water will change the color of anhydrous copper sulfate from white to blue. And test with anhydrous cobalt chloride, water will change the color of dry cobalt chloride paper from blue to pink. The important thing is these two tests only show the presence of water. They cannot be used to test for the purity of water. How we can test the purity of water? By measuring its boiling point. So how we perform these tests? Heat the sample in a test tube. If the sample is solid, place a piece of cobalt chloride paper at the mouth of test tube. Cobalt chloride paper turns from blue to pink. So this will detect the presence of water. This is the result of positive test. Add a few drops of sample to some anhydrous copper sulfate if the sample is liquid. Anhydrous copper sulfate change from white to blue. So this is the result if the sample contain water molecule. These are the two tests to identify the presence of water of crystallization in a salt. So we can distinguish hydrated salt from anhydrous salt by using these tests. So this was the end of this chapter, salt. What are the important topics that we have studied in the chapter of salt? The two most important topics are salt preparation by using 3 methods and qualitative analysis. So complete your notes, learn the topic thoroughly. See you with the new topic.